Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and injective price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with Ethereum here where we are on the 4 hours chart. We are still looking at our double 1-2 here. Another 1-2 is still of course very likely that we got of course the perfect fib level 0.786 not hit yet, and we are in a perfection for wave 2, and we start to see a reaction in 5 waves toward the upside. And we were testing of course a correction between the 0.38 fib level and the zero point 0.5 fib level here in our testing area, which it of course has unfolded something very clear for us today toward the upside, where we see of course a potential wave 2 or a wave B, and we might see of course here something pushing for higher. Now in case that we are in an impulse toward the downside here as a 1 2 3 4 and a 5, it can be of course something unfolding still as a correction, and we might take the low again of course for something lower. And that means, of course, a deeper wave 2 or a wave B might still be very likely to happen. But basically, on the 15-minute chart here, we start to see something impulsive, actually, which is very interesting, that it might unfold something towards higher prices. Unless, of course, you have to be careful from a potential finished 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here within the wick. And you got an A, B, and a C, and this impulse might be a wave C over there, and that means of course finishing a larger A, B, and a C still looking for lower. That means if we are looking for potential next target or testing area, that it can be there, guys. So we gotta be careful with it. In case this is gonna happen, I'm gonna remove this since of course we succeeded there, and a potential next target for lower prices might be this zone, meaning an A, B, and a C, and then of course start to push for higher, unless this of course will be a finished correction here as W, X, and a Y complex structure, and you push simply for higher. Of course, indication that we go for invalidation of anything bearish impulsively is taking the price there 3,696. But this price here is a confirmation that we might move for higher prices, meaning, of course, yes, very likely to take the invalidation from this price, moving, of course, toward the upside. And that because you might be in an ABC at least, of course, leading diagonal wave A and wave B and wave C to unfold, of course, breaking all those levels, and as kind of giving, of course, a possibility for higher prices at that, because anyway, we are in double 1-2. So if we break over there, especially after an A, B, and a C, the wave C is an ending diagonal, you might simply continue toward the upside. So very likely if we take those targets there, it is very likely that we push impulsively here and not just as an A, B, and a C for Ethereum. Yep, so this is those are the possibilities for Ethereum, and of course we're gonna watch, of course, the one-to-one fib level as a target 4,000, and of course we take it from there. If we break this level, also that means, of course, definitely higher possibility for wave 3. That was it for Ethereum. Let's move for Solana on the 4 hours chart as well. Solana still might be in a leading diagonal wave 1. And of course, we have a very complex structure in a wave A, B, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finishing wave C, finishing wave 2 in the perfect fib levels for wave 2 as well. And we start to see kind of like a sideways reaction, which is not really good or perfect for something to push for higher. And you might here have finished, of course, a wave A. Probably you might be in a potential wave B over there, and we might unfold a wave C toward the upside. So this wave C has, of course, to take the high there. And in this case, of course, it might be a correction, and a correction meaning an extension here might unfold for lower prices. And that means, of course, if you get an ABC wave 4, you got a wave 5, and you might, of course, invalidate anything bullish toward the upside there. And of course, we need, of course, the 886 first as a signal that we might, of course, push for lower. And in case this happen, okay, very likely to take the low, meaning confirmation for bear market, meaning, of course, towards the 75K $75, sorry, for Solana. And in this case, in case we are bullish here, that means, of course, we have finished a correction, A, B, and a C, and it is time to push for higher. Now, what is the readings for something bullish from this very complex structure? Well, you took the 886, which is, of course, reducing the possibility for something as a 1-2, especially that you see a lot of overlapping over there. So very unlikely, honestly, to be in a 1-2 over there. So yeah, it's a little bit hard unless one scenario, guys, can be there, which is of course a zigzag over there finished, and another zigzag also finished there. It can be this is a short wave A and an extended wave C, meaning ABC over there. I don't like it as well. Meaning, of course, a very low possibility for bullish guys. Higher possibility is for the ABC correction here. I'm trying to find something like a bullish, which it might be a truncation for a wave 5 as potential here, a zigzag, but also very horrible price, of course, for a wave 5. That means, of course, the price tend to be much more corrective in this area, and it can be, of course, a longer wave C and then pushing for lower again. So yeah, we'll see. Of course, we'll take it from there anyway. We'll see what's gonna be the reaction at the 1-to-1 fib level. In case, of course, Solana will take this 1-to-1 fib level from there. So as a regular flat here, definitely. So yeah, we'll see. $154 as a target. However, first we need the 146 as confirmation for higher. If we move for injective here, and injective also we are looking at as this downtrend, which is still, of course, unfolding a potential very deep ABC here. The wave C is still, of course, in double 1-2, wave 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5, and can be that this wave 5 is still unfolding as an impulse, meaning 1, 2, 3 here, and or 1, 2, 3, and you're looking at a triangle, wave 4 and a 5 to unfold still in the blue box, of course, for this impulse. Now, it can be even a wave 5 finished exactly in this lower micro levels, where you might have here a running triangle, A, B, C, D, and an E, and then we push for lower. Can be, of course, but I doubt it a little bit. I see much more possibility that we dive, of course, in this area, but we're gonna take it step by step, and that because, of course, this triangle that we are looking at here is looking a little bit as a running triangle, and looking, of course, something from the 886 here. Something is unfolding a little bit for higher prices, but we'll see, of course, step by step. Basically, if a wave E is taken there and we see a reaction for lower, well, this might be, of course, the signal for lower prices. A signal for something bullish is, of course, invalidation of the triangle. If we take this high, that means, okay, something bullish is unfolding. Well, the only case scenario that I take something bullish is finishing up again the wave 5 there as diagonal. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal there, right? In or a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, even impulse can work well as well. But basically, if this is an impulse and this is a very long deep wave 2, which I don't like it, 886 taken, guys. So yeah, very low possibility again. Only it gives a possibility for a wave C, 6.4 dollar here as a target, of course, as a zigzag correction, and we drop down again. So even if we get invalidation means, of course, you have to be careful from the 6.4 and then pushing for lower. If broken decisively, okay, then yeah, we shift to 1-2, which is very rare, but yeah, still, of course, inside the rules, the wave 2 didn't took the low. It's still, of course, not invalidated as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So this is how we're gonna take it step by step for injective as well. That was it for Ethereum, Solana, and injective. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.